happening, YouTube? It's K-Mega405 live from the 405, where I'm just your regular gamer talking to the intelligent gamers. Now, if I'm over here breathing like an animal or some kind of possessed creature on the mic, you gotta excuse me, man. I've been under the weather all week, man. It's like at my job, it's like a daycare. It's like we got people that comes to work knowing that they're sick and they ain't supposed to come to work, but then they get everybody else sick. So yeah. You know, I got something for little Larry. Well, of course, he gave me something because I'm over here sick as hell. But regardless, we're going to keep it moving. In these gaming streets, man, it's been amazing to see so many things that's been going wrong, especially with the media. The media has been so hell-bent on driving the Xbox brand to the dirt. They want to stomp it out. They want to just extinguish it. And they basically want to just kind of dog out the Xbox gamer, supporter. For what reason, I have no idea. But this takes the cake, because there were so many people that was up in arms here this whole entire weekend about this Game Rant article that was stating that the head of Xbox, Killer Phil as I call him, said that Zelda and Horizon Dawn single-player games basically doesn't have the same impact. Now, just with the headlines, you knew that was clickbait. And, you know, but of course, I had to go through and read it and understand what the hell was going on, because maybe Phil said that on the slide somewhere. But when they also said that it was from the unlocked, interview that he had I think it was Thursday, it was earlier this week, he basically didn't say any of those things. You know, they took his words and they twisted only for click material, and this is the stuff that I'm talking about that is so sad. And for all the pro PlayStation channels that went crazy and went off on them, even Xbox channels that went off on them, didn't do their due diligence, didn't go read it out, didn't go find the source material and listen for themselves. They just went on this so-called crusade of saying single-player games, they mean something. And Killer Phil never said that whatsoever. There is a fact that, like, when we was talking about it on the GRG podcast Friday night, you know, Livewire made a good point that, yeah, single-player games are on decline, and multiplayer games are always in the forefront. You know, I mean, when you look at probably the two biggest games this generation would actually be Minecraft, and then you would look at Grand Theft Auto. The main aspect of it that I think that gravitates to people is the multiplayer aspect of it. Now Minecraft do have a story mode, and people like to build things on their own, but still the multiplayer aspects is what's ruling gaming right now. Just look at the games that sell very well, but that's not to diminish what's really good about the single player experience. But of course, this is only driven because, you know, PlayStation is more single player centric. So that's why, you know, this was garbage right from the beginning. And Phil said in the article himself, he basically was just saying that, you know, I got it for word, but he said this right here. He said, as an industry, I want to make sure both narrative-driven single-player games and service-based games have the opportunity to succeed. I think that's critical for us. So basically, he was talking about the Game Pass, the new service that Xbox have, that he wants to kind of do something like Netflix, like have a story that's kind of like, I guess, like that does it episodic, like Telltale's do their thing, which I think would be genius, would be very smart. And then also for their single player AAA games, they're going to have to be more story driven. They have to be strong. You know, just just go out there doing hack and slash and then just call it a single player experience and then that's it. I like that approach because I'd rather have less single player games that has a really dope story, because you can always go back and maybe have multiple endings that you can always go back to and you can enjoy, instead of just having a 5 to 10 hour experience. You paid $60. See you later, peace. That's exactly what the type of experience that you get mostly on the PlayStation. But for everybody that was up in arms of it, you know, for the PlayStation brethren and everybody else, you know what? I haven't heard anybody take it back and say, oh, no, Phil didn't mean this. They're using it as ammunition. It's the most pathetic thing that I've ever seen. There's so many people that's scared of what the Xbox is becoming and how it's changing gaming, that they're trying to find everything in their power. I mean, just listen to their arguments. Is that enough Japanese games? But they don't play an abundance of these Japanese games themselves. They keep talking about sales numbers like they swear they're getting paid like accountants when they don't. And what's the crazy thing is that they talk about these sales numbers of these games, but they don't really actually talk about the games themselves. I don't see, you know, channels dedicated to Horizon Zero Dawn or Uncharted 4 like you see with Halo Follower and Gears, etc. I don't know, just something to think about. But regardless, I would like to hear your thoughts about that. Big shout out to the VGST, Intro Media Gaming. The next podcast, we are out.
You know what I'm repping? 20 million 20 years ago, cuz you was like 7. You ain't gotta like it. Bitch, you gon' respect it. Look me in my eye, motherfucking legend. Motherfucking legend.